Hi, friends. I'm Naomi, and I'm confused. I don't know what to do. It all started back in high school, and I looked terrible back then because I was going through puberty. My skin was covered in pimples. I wore glasses, and I had braces on my teeth. Also, my mother, my older sister, and I lived very poor, and I was always wearing my sister's clothes. So I looked terrible. The boys laughed at me, gave me insulting nicknames. But one day, the best looking boy in our school, Matthew, handed me a note asking me out on a date. I was so happy. But when I got to the park at the specified time, all my peers were waiting for me there. They poured a bucket of bright yellow paint on me, then chalked me up. And Matthew, dying of laughter, shouted that a toothy monster like me would never have a boyfriend. I'll never forget that. I was so ashamed and hurt. But soon, everything changed. Mom managed to find a good job in another city. We moved. I started wearing lenses instead of glasses. My braces were removed, and I was finally able to buy myself nice new clothes. So in high school, the boys looked at me with bated breath. I became the prettiest girl in school, and everyone wanted to date me. Now I could choose any handsome boy, and he would be mine. But the resentment didn't go anywhere. And I decided to take revenge on all the boys for those insulting words for Matthew. Before I continue, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. And make sure you have clicked the bell, then you'll know when there's a new video coming out on the channel. But now that I could pick any handsome guy, I didn't really like anyone. I decided that I was going to change guys like gloves. First, I would make their heads spin, fall in love with me, and then dump them. At first, I was very nice to everyone. I was flirting and smiling. We went on dates. We went for walks. I was an attentive listener, and I adjusted to everyone to make them fall in love with me quickly. And when I saw the puppy dog eyes of the next guy who looked at me adoringly, I immediately dumped him. I loved watching guys get lost or shocked by my behavior. Some begged almost on their knees, but I was adamant. My list of victims grew inexorably longer. Guys met me in cafes, at the gym, in parks, on the street. They thought they were in control, but in fact, I was already laying traps beforehand and acting according to my plan. Interest them, win them over, see them fall in love, leave them. But one day, I was walking through a mall and saw a guy advertising a candy store. He was dressed in a huge ice cream costume, which made me laugh madly. So I couldn't help myself and made a sharp joke at him. The guy was offended, and for some reason I felt bad. What was his fault? Is it his fault for trying to make money? I apologized, and somehow we struck up a conversation that naturally turned into an evening stroll. It turned out we had a lot in common, and it was nice to meet him. Matt, that was his name. He was so simple and sincere with me. And I knew I was starting to fall in love. Probably for the first time. I promised to break up with him by the end of the week, but I couldn't. I was magnetically attracted to him. I couldn't say no when he invited me over to his house for dinner. His parents were so nice. But all of a sudden, in the hallway, I saw his childhood photos. And my heart dropped. It was Matthew. The same Matthew who was making fun of me. It had been years. And of course, he had changed so much that I didn't recognize him. I cited a headache and went home. And now, I sit sobbing in my room. He was the one I had been taking revenge on all those years for that childish insult. And now I'm in love with him. I'm really in love with him. And I don't need anyone else. I'm stumped. I don't know what to do. On the one hand, I want to leave him and make fun of him the way he used to make fun of me. But my heart says the opposite. Maybe I should forget his wrongs, start a new life chapter, and be happy with him. What do you think? What would you do? Write me your thoughts, please.